What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be showing off a hog lightning deck. I will say before I start though, the other variation that I've seen is a little bit more cycly, where they have Knight and Ice Spirit. But I personally choose to use Valkyrie and Ice Golem because it makes the deck less cycly but better at countering more things. Like this deck is a lot better against Graveyard obviously. This deck is better against Spell Bait. And I like the changes. I like losing a little bit of cycle for the ability to hard counter Graveyard, because otherwise Graveyard hard counters you. So I'm actually going to be showing more replays this time, 2 or 3 probably. I want to get away from playing too many live battles because people commented that they think they aren't learning as much in my videos anymore, or that they don't learn how to play the deck. They just see me play, and that's not something I want to promote. I get too quiet during when I play live battles sometimes because I'm focusing, because I want to play the best as possible. So I'm gonna do 2-3 replays and 1 live battle at the end. I hope you guys enjoy that. So to start off, we're gonna be showing versus Spellbait. This is at this is from 6 to 9 wins in a grand challenge, or like 5 to 8 or something. Anyway, so let's get into it. Alright, so starting off, with this deck, I mean, it's a hog deck, so typically you're pushing with like Ice Golem in front and then just defending well, using Lightning on Infernos if you need to. Anyway, so Ice Golem at the back, safe start, Valkyrie down. I'm probably going to play Executioner pretty high up here to avoid Rocket, because Spellbait typically has Rocket. That tornado is a little bit off. You can actually pull the other goblin too. I don't think it really makes that much of a difference in damage though, so I guess it didn't matter. This hog was probably bad. I probably shouldn't have played it. Well, I don't know. If he hadn't have played Knight, then the Executioner would have locked on, so maybe it was a good play. Regardless, I'm only down like 2 elixir, so... And I activated King Tower, so at this point... Also, versus Spellbait, you kind of want to play, I don't know, safe early on, because it's hard to get their Infernos early on. Inferno, because you need... A lot of times you have to log offensively, and then use Tornado. And you can completely deny Goblin Barrel damage with Tornado, especially once King Tower is activated, it's even easier. Do I decide to do it here? No, I decided to log. But later in the game, you can log offensively, and then use your Tornado for Goblin Barrel defense. And I think I do this in this game, and if I don't, there's another Spellbait game that I can show that, and I know I did it for sure. But yeah, early game you kind of defend. If you can get damage, sure, that's cool. Lightning on Inferno late game though will be important, and you can use log offensively to take out the Goblin gang as well. So Ice Golem just pushing through. Valk's gonna die. I decided to go ahead and just take the Lightning on the Princess. It's a -3 trade, but it gives me tower damage. And I know that I can defend his pushes. Because I mean, my deck kind of counters Spellbait, but this deck kind of counters Spellbait. So you know that you can take slightly worse trades. That was my mistake. I played that Executioner 1 tile too low. If it had been 1 higher, it wouldn't have been in rocket range. That was a pretty big mistake by me. Now that's double elixir. Now that's been double elixir, I can obviously go in with Lightning, like I was saying. And as you'll see, I probably pre-log, right? He actually health his Goblin Barrel. Okay, so this is something that's important though. I timed the log that, so it would either kill his Goblin Gang, or it would make him hold his Goblin Gang long enough that my hog was going to get a hit regardless. So despite not killing the Goblin Gang, I still got more damage than I would have if I hadn't logged. So that's just like an important thing to note. And then here what you'll see is I'll play Valkyrie, and then I just use Skeletons plus King Tower to kill the Goblin Barrel. Take a little bit of damage, but not too much. So it was worth it because I got more damage than he got on his push. So my offensive log was worth it in that case. I probably should have used Tornado, but regardless, it was still okay. I'm just logging for damage at this point, so this will be a case where I probably Tornado, right? Why didn't I? Oh, because I was going in. No, I'm stupid. He didn't have he was too focused on offense to go in all the way, and then at this point I think I was just being stupid. Yeah, I was just rotating the log. So, still either way though, played pretty well by me. I do want to quickly touch on Hog Spellbait because I played that afterwards. and you'll see me make, I think I made like a really good prediction in this game that pretty much won the game in one push, and that's pretty cool, so I'd like to show that to you guys. I'll kind of go through it pretty quickly. So activate King Tower, you just put it on the corner tile that's like right up, kind of like right on the corner of the King Tower, but like one tile above, I guess. I'm probably going to make a video on Goblin Barrel and Tornado soon, like an update video, so I can hopefully clarify some of that stuff. Oh yeah, he did have slightly under-leveled troops, but I also made a good prediction that it wouldn't have mattered regardless of his troop level, so. Oddly enough, it's his Goblin Gang and his Goblin Barrel that are, well, Goblin Gang, I guess. Skarmy's a little bit under-leveled too. Anyway, yeah, he's under-leveled, but that's why I'm not showing the entire match, because that takes away from it a little bit, but. Oh yeah, and then if you pull Hog into the middle like that, it's a +1 elixir trade if you have King Tower activated. Anyway. I pretty much just want to show this one. Oh, right, well, I kind of went past it, but yeah, I lightninged before the Inferno Tower went down. I lightninged the tower and the princess, and then I knew that he was about to play Inferno Tower, and then I pre-logged the executioner and I killed it the second it came up. And then you'll see me here. If you tornado one above the wall tile, or the tiles as close to the wall like this, as you can see, I completely negate all Goblin Barrel damage. And then in the meantime, I'm taking this tower, and that was pretty much game, because now I just have to defend. If I needed to, I could have started pressuring second tower. Next up, and this is also what should be a really good matchup, is Three Musketeers. And I shouldn't have lost the tower, I should have won this game 1-0, but I played it pretty well regardless, even other than giving a tower from misplaying. Actually, it wasn't so much a misplay as it was a good play by him, but yeah, we'll go ahead and get into this matchup. This is Three Musketeers. I will say that lightning was a bad idea because, well, it was kind of a bad timing too that he played Goblin Gang at the same time, because, and I knew immediately after I did that I was making a really bad trade. Oh, and this Ice Golem that I play right here could have been one more tile to the right, probably. Actually, I don't know, because I got it out so late because I was low on elixir. But yeah, I should have either only hogged and possibly logged with the hog, or I should have only lightninged, because if I hog log, I get a bunch of damage, and he has to play another card, and that loses some of his elixir lead. Or I could have took a -1 elixir trade and gotten tower damage on the pump. But by using hog and log, I mean hog and lightning, I don't have the elixir to deal with, or I'm not dealing with the Goblin Gang, and I'm also yeah, so my hog is pretty much worthless. He gets traded for +1, and then there's a counter push in Goblin Gang, and I could have just lightning. So yeah, I shouldn't have done both is my point. I defended pretty well here, I think. Yeah, actually pretty much perfectly. So that's pretty solid. I get the I negate the elixir lead, because that was a pretty terrible play by me early on, but I was able to overcome it and defend relatively decently. So at this point, I know he's playing 3 muskets, so I can save lightning for that from now on, or I can lightning pumps. Oh, so what I did here, okay. This was something I did intentionally. So I knew that we were probably even in elixir, which we were dead even. So I actually leaked a little bit of elixir and then played Ice Golem at the bridge, kind of delayed, so that he would be, I knew that he was back to pump, so he was forced to play pump, or at least, why wouldn't he? He's like, you can pump. And then I played Ice Golem the exact moment he played pump, or really close to it, and then I immediately go in with hog. Oh, and to add, sorry if I'm pausing too much, but I feel like this is the explanation you guys asked for, so I'm giving it to you. And I knew Goblin Gang wasn't in his rotation because he had just used it, and I knew that skeletons were in his rotation. And when his other cards are 3 musket, miner, a spell, and battle ram, other than Electro Wiz, of course, I knew that he had nothing that could fully stop my push, especially when he's low on elixir. So he's forced to play Electro Wiz, and I have lightning primed and ready. So typically you would want to save lightning for the pump or the 3 muskets, but when you know that he has no other defense, there's no reason not to go all in and to take his tower and then to play defense from there on out. So that's how I was able to go in here, and this is all like something that I was thinking about as I did it. This wasn't just luck. This is something that you can recognize during the match and use to your advantage. I knew that that was going to be a good opportunity, and if I didn't screw up hardcore right here, I would have won 1-0 very easily. So I lightninged the exact moment he played Battle Ram, which I knew he was going to do it, so I shouldn't have lightninged. What I should have done is I should have rotated to my Executioner and I should have tornadoed. Instead, I end up having this delayed response to where I don't have enough elixir to get my Valkyrie out in time. And this is a result of me using lightning on a Battle Ram. And I nearly saved it at the end here, but I still lost it. And I should have known that I knew he had Battle Ram. I shouldn't have taken the risk in that lightning. I know I can take it in this one because he obviously just used Battle Ram, so he's not going to be able to block it. So I do get this lightning. And I win this game relatively easy. That was a bad pump by him. It's too late in the game at this point. But I defend relatively easy, and I think I win on this push, right? Yeah. But up to that point to where I lightninged, I played that matchup very well, I believe. So finally, we're going to do what's essentially a mirror match that he probably should win, or in theory, because you see, we're playing almost the same deck, but he has Goblin Gang, not so much Goblin Gang, but he has Bowler, and I have a bunch of units that are weak to Bowler, and Bowler counters Hog, and he also has a Tornado. But I can show you how I win this matchup. And really, when you end up playing someone that has Tornado in general, or if they're, especially if they're playing the mirror match, the way you win the matchup is less by getting your Hog through, and more so by just spelling the absolute crap out of them, like lightning their tower over and over again every time you get value, and just make sure that you don't get too far behind in the rotation, that you won't have Tornado for a Hog, and make sure that you don't get too far behind the Elixir so that he can like hardcore punish you. That was a misplay by him too. It wasn't that his Tornado was bad, it was that he played Goblin Gang and they killed the Hog and blocked the Hog. So he should have only played Tornado, or he should have only played Goblin Gang. So that was a pretty big mistake to him that actually netted me an extra Hog hit. And also he didn't activate King Tower. So that was a pretty big mistake that kind of impacted the game. But I win by well over 1,000 damage, so it wouldn't have mattered. But as you can see, I just lightning a Bowler. Like, because I know that I can take, and especially he puts himself even farther behind by trying to predict my skeletons. So it really is impactful in this matchup to where you can so easily defend a Hog with just a Tornado plus maybe one of the support troops if they have support behind their Hog or with their Hog, that you just win by getting tower damage. And if he tries to go opposite lane when he's behind in damage, what you do is you Hog in order to force him to play units that are weak to lightning, like Bowler. Or if it's like, if he plays Goblin Gang in the future, I can pre-log. And also, I make a really good trade here. If you completely surround an Executioner, it no longer hits behind itself, so you can get a +4 elixir trade, as I did there. So that was pretty nice. Here, I know that he's going to have to play Bowler because he doesn't have Goblin Gang in rotation anymore, so I'm going to Lightning. And then I am going to be behind an Elixir, obviously, but by the time he plays Hog, I'm going to have Tornado up. Even if he had played it the second he could have played it, I would have only taken like one hit. So, Tornado in the middle. And obviously I'm way ahead in this matchup because I know what I'm doing. This time, this was a pre-log, but it hit, I mean, it was kind of a pre-log. I knew I was going to play it, but it ends up being a little bit after. And he at this point, he can't activate his King Tower because he messed up the first time. And I mean, he's not, yeah, and he's just getting aggressive. And now he realizes that his Hog isn't going to do anything, but it's too late at this point. I'm so far ahead in the damage game. I played my skeletons because, I mean, they obviously would have just been suicided in the Bowler, so I just cycled to another lightning the Bowler again. And then I think at this point he gets desperate. What does he try to go down the same lane as the Bowler? I mean, it doesn't matter either. Oh, no, he doesn't. And either way, just once again, another Tornado into the middle. And a lightning to end it. So that's how you win the mirror matchup. And then let's go ahead and go play a live battle. We'll start Valkyrie out at the back. Bowler. Probably has Tornado. So I don't want to go Hog opposite lane because it'll just get activated. Okay. Yes. So if Knight only gets hit by the tower, no other support troops of your own, you can activate King Tower with it. And against Graveyard, that's a really big deal, along with me already having Valkyrie. So that'll be really good over the course of this game. I'm going to block the Baby Dragon before the tower will be hit by her, so they can't Graveyard along with the Baby Dragon. The Electro Wiz... Okay, so there's actually a placement with the skeletons to where Electro Wiz doesn't get a single hit on the tower, but I haven't learned it yet. It's like if you play them like right here, I think, and you have the right timing. Anyway, alright, so Valkyrie in here, Ice Golem right there. And I should be able to negate a lot of the damage. Oh, nope, he got good RNG spawns and they spawned on the corner that the Valkyrie wasn't on. We can still win this though. Okay, I'm gonna beat him. Spam the cry back. When I beat him. I like when people BM me, it makes me try harder. Ooh, that bowler was clutch for the Baby Dragon there. Okay, well, if they do have Tornado and you stack up units like that, it makes it a lot harder for the Tornado. Also, you should not do what I just did with my lightning. You should actually hit the Electro Wiz so that it can't counter push. But regardless, pretty well played. My defense was good, so that's nice. Yeah, I'm not playing hog into that. Now I will. All I have to do is keep him from having a tank on the graveyard, and then I win. How do I do that? I always mess up my spells somehow when I'm playing on the iPad, dude. I just always accidentally drag them. It's okay, I can still win this. I feel no remorse whatsoever. Okay, I hope you guys have enjoyed this edition of Colton's Rage. Nah, man, I don't know. Like, I'll be playing all day. I'm like amazing with Tornado. I don't mess up a single one. When I play on my iPhone, I come to record on the iPad because it has a bigger screen, and it's like, troop placements are fine. They always go where I want. They never drag. But for some reason, whenever I'm using spells, they drag at the end. But anyway, it's whatever. I won. That's awesome. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you can use the deck to yourself to success, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.